Good evening. Pleased to see everyone here this afternoon. Thanks for coming. It's a beautiful day. Lots of competition, but glad that you could make it. Renee has asked me to give a general introduction, so I'll be very general, and then we'll hand things off to Renee. We're very pleased to have our esteemed guests here, who Renee will introduce in a moment. This symposium, I think, was something that we might have imagined several years ago. Those of you in the department will remember our first department-wide retreat 3 years ago, where we declared that we wanted to be about internationalism, but we weren't quite sure what we meant by that. Do you remember? And I think we've reached that point now. We have global Englishes classes at the graduate and undergraduate level, launched a TESOL program that will help our unit connect through the university to universities outside the U.S. With whom DePaul has relationships. And of course we have the speaker series, which we brought a number of folks from outside the U.S. into DePaul to talk with us. This, I think, is a unique event because it lines folks in our speaker series up with the RSA conference, and I don't know that anything like that has been done outside the context of a conference. So it's a unique kind of tour for our guests to go up and speak at RSA and then take the long flight home. But I know Renee will thank everyone for us, and so it's my pleasure to introduce Renee de los Santos.
Thank you, Pete, for that nice introduction. Welcome to the Department of Writing, Rhetoric, and Discourse Symposium on Rhetorical Studies in Latin America. This symposium marks the closing event of this year's Writing and Rhetoric Across Borders annual series. This is the second year of this. There's many people to thank for this event. First of all, I want to thank the Provost, Dr. Helmut Epp, and the Office of the Provost for giving us some generous funding to help put this event together and to help pay for our guests to come from so far away, because as you know, the cost for bringing people here is pretty high, and so we thank him especially. I also want to thank Dr. Chuck Sushar, the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, for also his help for giving us funding to help put this yearly events on. I also want to thank the DePaul Office of Hispanic Initiatives and its director, Esther Quintero, who's here right in the back, for her help in many ways to help put this together. She actually had helped get me a radio interview, I think Saturday, and so I was on the radio promoting this as well. So I thank her for this and other efforts in our behalf for this conference and for other events as well. Also want to thank the DePaul Center for Latino Research for helping us spread the word throughout campus and to other interested folks in the community as well. I also want to thank my department, but especially my department chair, Pete, and my co-chair, Antonio Sarraso, for their great help, their support throughout this. It seems sometimes like a long event, and so I really want to thank them especially for their help throughout the year. I also want to give special thanks to Christina Court and Michael Moore for their help in putting this event together. Today's symposium marks the inaugural U.S. event of the newly formed Asociación Latinoamericana de Retórica, the Latin American Rhetoric Association, the first international rhetoric society dedicated to the study and promotion of Latin American rhetorics. The association was formally established in March of this year during the first Latin American Conference on Rhetoric Research in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and marks the culmination of 5 years of intensive work by rhetoric scholars throughout the hemisphere, including works by yours truly. So I got to say something nice about myself. The rationale for such an association grew out of the following recognition. While the study and teaching of quote-unquote Latin American rhetorics, broadly conceived, has had a rich and productive history, in the United States, for example, we have strong evidence of this through the groundbreaking work of Glenn Abbott, Ralph Centron, Hammerback, Jensen, Kells, Mejia, Romano, Villanueva, and so on. There's tons of evidence of groundbreaking work. Collaboration, however, among scholars interested in Latin American rhetorics has been difficult to establish and maintain beyond the occasional ad hoc connection. The result has been the all too slow development of an important area in rhetoric and communication scholarship. So after a series of meetings held in 2008 at Mexico's Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico, the UNAM, participants of this event decided to begin formalizing the creation of a society dedicated to the study and promotion of Latin American rhetorics. So today's symposium then marks, I think for me especially, a celebration of the fulfillment of that first initial goal of that project, to establish what is now formally called the Asociación Latinoamericana de Retórica. So currently, the association has members from Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Mexico, Peru, Venezuela, and the United States. In the United States, we have up to close to 50 members, and it's growing. Hopefully next year, we hope to have 60 to 70 new members by the end of next year. So, in part, this event for me, as well as helping showcase, for me, the very interesting work done in Latin American rhetorics, it's also for me it's a celebration.